Today we'll discuss about log monitoring. Okay. And then we'll discuss about how we can deploy Dynatrace OneAgent on Kubernetes cluster. First one, okay? Second one. And then we'll deploy some application, how you can deploy application, all those things, okay? All those things, we'll do that, okay? So let's see. So first we'll understand about log monitoring. So tell me, for log monitoring, what is the prerequisite? How you can enable the log monitoring for application logs and system logs?
I think during the deployment, right, there is an option for that, I think, to enable it and disable it
Yeah.
while
So
deploying.
for log monitoring, right? Whenever your application got onboarded, okay, means your application. So when you install OneAgent, by default your log is getting enabled. Log is enabled. You can enable or disabled. First thing. Second thing is when you can enable or disable. So OneAgent is needed, okay, for log monitoring. Also, if there is any custom logs, then you can go in the log features and you can add the custom path and you can do that, okay? So let's see so how you can do that. So first let's deploy a application. So I will go to my environment. And you see here, deploy OneAgent. Meanwhile, also we'll create a VM to install one application. So launch instance. So I'm taking EG trade. Imagine Linux. Okay. Then okay. Let me put my system to monitors. Hope it is visible for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So now okay. So what I will do is this application is my running. Okay, so session, let's copy this. Username EC2-user, advanced setting use private key, download. Okay, so I have logged into my application. Okay. So you see when you are deploying when you are deploying any agent, right? You see this. By default, log is enabled. Okay, by default, you can enable or disable. So for that, application should be there. So let me set up one application, and then we'll monitor that logs and how you can create a custom how you can monitor a custom log processing rules, all those things. Okay, how you can add some security issue, like whichever things you don't want to be visible, you don't want to visible, all those things, will add it. Okay, this is my public IP. It's copied. Okay, so sudo space su yum update -y docker
What command did you just run now, Ravi?
yum install docker.
Oh, yum installed.
Okay, now I can enable the docker. Oh, docker enabled. Let me start it. If you want to check the status, you can check the status. Okay, now let me install some library. Okay, now let me install the docker compose. This command's already available in the doc, in the drive. Just you open that, you can see that.
So you're doing this in the microservices, huh?
Yeah,
Using microservices. Okay.
yeah. So now I can do both. So my applications are running. I will go my here, copy this. See my application, :80. Okay. My applications are loading. To monitor the logs, first what I have to do is I have to install OneAgent. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So I will go here, I will install it. So come back from here, mkdir OneAgent, cd OneAgent, paste it. Now I'll go here and copy this command. Run this. So first to monitor that application, what is required? I am installing OneAgent. Now I wanted to monitor that application services. What is required, guys? Tell me. Navina, what is required now to monitor this many services?
Activate.
Why activate? I'm not rotting, right? To monitor these services, remember application restart is needed. Okay, whenever you're installing Dynatrace OneAgent on your target node, okay, and agent is installed, after that you need to tell to the application team, hey boss, restart your application. Then only your application get visible. See, this is the basic questions, okay? Multiple times I'm telling you why, because you will keep forgetting, okay? So that you need to remember whenever you are installing Dynatrace OneAgent on any target node, to monitor that application services and process should get visible as a deep monitoring, application restarted must be needed. Clear? So after that,
So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Ravi. So there was a question, like someone asked, like when anything happens like this or any activity like this on maintenance, do we require downtime with the application team in SaaS environment, like
Yes.
installing OneAgent?
So whenever you are installing Dynatrace OneAgent on your target node, okay, suppose example, how the deployment should be, okay, so that you need to understand that. Suppose I have installed, I wanted to onboard one application, okay, that application running on 10 server, 15 server, whatever, okay. So now I am deploying Dynatrace OneAgent example manually, yeah, via automation, which is your Ansible. I have installed. Now I am not gonna tell right away, hey, go and restart your application. Okay. Now we need to plan such a way that when application goes for maintenance activity means every week, every day in the midnight, application has to go for a complete restart, full restart, so that from next day onwards you will not have any kind of heap memory, garbage collection issue, all those things. So that they used to restart the application in their non-business hour. So they are telling, okay, hey, when we have any business activity for this application, then application team say, hey, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we have activity where we are gonna restart the complete entire application. Then before that, you install the agent, and then you tell them that, okay, I have installed Dynatrace OneAgent. When you restart your application, whenever you are restarting, you restart your application. After restarting, you check whether OneAgent is running or not. This is the command. Yeah, you put your employee, because if you are in senior position, then you cannot should be in the on call, right? On call means whenever that application goes to activity, right, they can have a on call. Like once application restart is done, they used to send an email, hey, for this activity is done, now application is working as expected, right? We are getting that email, right, from the application team? Yes or no? So that time you need to go and check that your agent is connected, service is getting monitored, all the service is getting visible. If some of the service left, suppose this service did not get restarted, you can tell them that, hey, restart this service also. That's it. Now, sometimes if you are not getting anything next 1 week, you are not getting any kind of maintenance activity for production servers, then you need to have a downtime. Hey, we need to restart your application. So I think we need to create a maintenance window for that, and that time applications would be get restarted. Then you need that approval, that change request, that approval should go to that application owner. If they approve, then you can do that. They can do that. If them did not approve, then application owner will decide, okay, we can restart the application next week from this hour, and then it'll get monitored. That's how it works. Understood?
Yes, the question was like, it's a SaaS environment. Do you usually SaaS, the feature about is like, without the downtime, it should take care of some stuff. Like, so, but for this, like when you're doing this, like fresh installs or any upgrades or anything, then do we require a restart of the services?
So whenever you are doing this migration and for OneAgent restart for this service monitoring, right? On this configuration, only we are changing the Dynatrace URL and token. Okay, I'll tell you when at the last I will take another trial, and then I'm migrating data from this in this account to another account. Okay, so I'll show you that it will be a downtime for sure, because the agent has to be stop and then start, that minimal 1 minute and some minutes, but it is not like a 10 minutes 20 minutes. It will not take much time. Only application is running, just I will switch the tenant, Dynatrace tenant A to Dynatrace tenant B. For that I need to add a tenant URL, and I need to add the pass token. That's it, and I need to restart the agent. That's it. It will send the data to that tenant, but data will send to from there onwards. You're getting my point?
Yes,
Because
thank you.
now I'm sending a data from this server to another server. So that's a day application, that Dynatrace platform will receive from, once they receive the data, older data will not shown. Okay, but you will not have a downtime. Okay. So
Sure,
now
got it. Thank you.
you got it right. So now my application is OneAgent is running. So command is systemctl status OneAgent.service. Okay, so Control C, it is running. Now what I have to do? Now I have to restart my application. So you see this. I'll go to my show deployment status, and it will ask you to restart. You see now? You see now, right?
Yes.
So why it is asking restart? Because whenever you onboard Dynatrace OneAgent on any servers, application restart is needed. So I will go to cd egtrade ls docker hyphen compose down.
Ravi,
Yeah, go ahead.
why we need application restart? Agent restart is not sufficient. If they ask something like this question, how we can answer?
Agent restart is not
Inject something, right?
agent restart is not sufficient.
No. So to answer that question, I meant to say, is it inject something to the application level?
Yeah, because now agent is running. Now your application is already running.
Yeah.
So to pick up that service,
Mm.
it has to be stop and then start so that I can pick during the arguments, from the arguments onwards. Okay. So what is happening is in that service, right? Because your DT user, the Dynatrace user, it is running on the as a complete. They have a complete privilege. Okay, so that they can do whatever things. Okay, so in the service, they are injecting in the backend. They are injecting some tracer in your application argument and starting from that in the background so that it will taking from the data. Okay, that you cannot see. Why? Because it is running in their script. Okay, so how it is getting called, we cannot see that because that has such a script you see, right? Docker, let me show you that. Docker hyphen compose up hyphen D, so that if you talk about Appdynamics, if you have worked on Appdynamics or Datadog, for any application for APM monitoring, you are downloading some tracer, right? Yeah, you are downloading some jar file for Java, and that jar file you are starting with application argument. Am I yes? Are you correct? Remember, right? Same way it is happening here also, but it is happening in the background. So to start your application with that argument, that OneAgent argument, each service to start with OneAgent argument, it has to be stop and then it has to be start. Now, then if the application is running, how you can insert that argument? You cannot insert, right? That is the reason agent restart must be needed. Understood?
Yeah, we can answer this way if someone is asking us.
You can tell them that if you talk about Appdynamics, you see that we are adding based on the technology agent, Java agent, .NET agent, Node.js agent, right?
Yeah.
And then we are
Except
starting the
Dynatrace, all are like technology basis.
So it is apart from Dynatrace, all are technology basis, but Dynatrace is a OneAgent. So OneAgent run with that argument for that application should get stop and then should get started. Understood?
Okay. Example, Datadog and all, they are technology basis, right? So
they have for Java, they have a tracer. You download the tracer and then they start your application.
There also we need to restart application, right?
There also restart is needed.
So any observability tool, we need to restart the application.
Correct.
Okay.
So for Java, what is happening? For suppose you take a example. Let me show you that. Okay. You take an example. You understand this part. Let me show my pen again. You see this. But if you talk about Datadog, what is happening? 1 second. If you talk about Datadog, this is your application, okay? And application is running, okay, on this server. Now you have installed Datadog agent, which is your agent is installed and running. Now agent has a configuration file, your APM is enabled. APM is enabled. Now you have installed based on that Java. This is your Java application.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have installed, which is called Java, which is called tracer. And this application Java, how it is running? Java -jar and app.jar. Example, this application running either this command. Now application running. So now this tracer, how it should attach here in this, because this application has to install Java -jar app.jar this tracer, Java tracer.jar. Example, how it will be attached. When you will get a stop and get started, then only it will get attached, right? So
it will
here
get a chance to add it, right? You mean to say.
So when you add it here in your Datadog, you have to add it manually. Okay, you have to run that application path along with your tracer path. Okay, but in Dynatrace, OneAgent is sufficient. So OneAgent has to be run. Application should get a stop, and then one application. So that OneAgent will sit in your application. It get automatically added to your application argument. That's it. Understood?
Yeah. No, actually, why I ask this question means if the interview they ask, maybe I'm already restarting agent, so still you need a application monitoring restart. So to answer that question, I'm asked actually.
So now is it clear for everyone?
Yeah.
So now if you see this and now you refresh it, you see all the applications getting monitored. You see this. All are getting monitored. Now, if you go to your host page, so now you see all the data is coming up. If you see this log, all the log source by default is getting monitored. Yes, you know, all the container logs is getting monitored. If you run the query, I'm seeing the logs. Okay, so if you go to that log page, so there is a two page log. We have this page, and log has a older page. There is a two page. View logs. Okay, so I'm getting all the data, right? Now in the event also, if you run this, I'm getting this. Suppose you want to for fetch something like preparing offer response. Yeah, something. Preparing offer response for something. This content you're looking for. Just to type Control B. Run this. So I'm getting that information, right? So what is happening here is you can filter your, suppose you want to filter process dot name tt dot process name, like you take booking service. I'm fetching the data. So I can fetch the data. Okay, so like this you can fetch your information how you want to fetch that. Okay, so all the these things was created and just you have to fetch this. Okay, if you want to fetch the service name, now what are the service you have? You go here, type service, open this. Same goes to here also. Type service equal to, wait, it is not coming. Host.name, it will start with process name, DT dot, device name, database name, container name. You see, like container name equal to, if you know the container name, it will show you all the container. So I need, suppose, pricing service. Container logs you want to see, and you run this. Okay, running here we have, you run this. So I'm getting only for that service container logs. Okay, so that way you need to fetch it. Okay, so I'm getting this container logs, and you can see that data. You can filter your time frame, how you wanted to filter, all those things. Even here, if you see the service, how many service we have? You have around 16 service, so you take as a broker service. So I'm going here, name is equal to broker service. I run this. I'm getting the logs. Why it is not getting? Services. Okay. There is a typo. UI itself in this Astrile, it is creating a problem. Okay. Service dot name equal to broker service. So I'm getting broker service logs. We don't have logs. Okay. So like this, you can fetch the information. Okay. So suppose if you type a container name, you see container is coming. You see container name. You see load gen, and you run this. So I'm getting this log. So where you can see the log. So first thing, each service also has a log tab where you can see the logs. Each service has a logs. Wherever you go, so there will be you can see the logs. You see 21 error and warning logs. So log in the current context. So where you want to, so current context you want to see. In same page you wanted to see, I can analyze, and you can see that if you run in different, it will go to the different page and you see the logs. So suppose this service has an issue and you wanted to understand this, so I can run in this 21 errors and warning logs we have. So logs in the current context, in this context, in this UI itself, you show me the logs. Yeah, you open logs page. So I'm getting these logs. So now status is info, and anything, whichever the errors you have, you can see that. Okay. And then, so this is, you are getting in the current context in the same page. Now you close, you are in the service page. So like this, you have an option to see these logs. So each service has a own logs. Okay. Then you have a log page, event classic page. Also you can search, and you can search in this log page. Also you can filter by status, whatever things you want to filter, right? You can filter by. Okay. Again, the status is equal to error. If there is any error, then you run this. So if this log, right, it is getting stored in your grill database. You hope anyone is aware of the grill database? It is most powerful database. Okay, so only SAS, Dynatrace SAS is getting stored, log is getting stored in your grill database. Okay, so just to go to your Dynatrace grill database. You see, Dynatrace Grail is a data log designed for especially observability and security data. Dynatrace platform. It is act as a unified storage solution for log, metrics, traces, event, and other data types with unique ability to interconnect all the data in real-time model reflecting to this. Okay, so that we have this. So Grail data lake. What is Grail data lake? It is more, you can say that, powerful analytics, log management analytics powered by Grail technology. Okay, so they have all the options. Okay, and you whatever that's for logs, right? You can visualize in the dashboard. You can create a query. You can create a matrix. You can create a dashboard. All those things you can do that. Okay, so it is getting into your Grail data lakehouse. Okay, so now if you see this, so I'm getting this logs. Okay, so now, and you can, whenever you create a tags, all those things, it will get added. Okay, whichever things. Okay, here. Now, if you go to your setting tab, log monitoring, see first what are the first. So whenever you install Dynatrace OneAgent, and by default, all the logs, application logs is getting monitored. Now setup log ingest. What is setup log ingest? What is the options we have? You need to understand that. So what are the logs you want? Ingest logs from custom logs, Kubernetes default namespace, Windows logs also I need, Linux system logs also I need, default namespace logs also I need. I can do that. You can create some ingestion rule. You wanted to create like a monitor, do not monitor, rule name, include in storage, exclude from the, suppose you want to exclude something. You can create a condition, exclude, and like namespace name, which is default. Okay, I can exclude this. Yeah, suppose easy trade, example, easy trade, I can, and exclude easy trade log, easy trade log. Like this, you can create a rules. Okay, many rules you can create. So this is the one rule got added. Like this, you can write a rules, ingestion rules. So in this, anything, whichever the logs you want to enable, you suppose you want to exclude any logs. Example, tell me which logs, like suppose process group, and I don't need anything.
So this, so Ravi, this
App.java.
is, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm interrupting this
you
one.
go ahead.
So in real time, they mention like what all the logs we don't need to
Yeah,
monitor from
yeah.
application side,
Yeah,
and
you will get a requirement. You will get a requirement like which what are the rules has to be excluded from the so whenever you will get a chance to enable a log monitoring, you need to ask few questions. What are the, because it will getting taking all the logs. Okay. Now from that, all the logs has to be enabled. Yes, specific logs has to be enabled. Based on that, you need to write some exclusion rules so that some of the logs will get disabled. And sometimes, so set up the log ingest events, right? I want to enable Windows system application security logs. I want to enable this. I want to enable that. Those feature, if you want to enable, disable, you can do that based on the host. Okay. You can write rules, so ingestion rules everywhere. It will go to the ingestion rules. You can include, exclude. You understand that, right? Based on the process name, based on the custom path, based on that anything. Okay, you want to include, yeah, you want to exclude. You can create a rules. So you see, rule
so
can be created. Yeah, go ahead.
so include and exclude list will be provided by app team, and based on that, we will
Yeah,
set up this rule here and
because whenever you are enabling log, right, It will not ask you, hey, you enable all the logs. Which are the application logs they need for which service they need? Yeah, they wanted to have for all the service. The application team has to decide, right? And then they'll give you a requirement. Okay, these are the service. This has to be enabled, log source path this, process group name this. You need to have a Excel sheet like where it is service name, then service name, then process group name, a path, log is getting stored in which path, what is the log file name, all those things you can see that. Okay, then you can get this. So what has to be enabled, what has to be disabled. First thing you got that. In that, there is a case sensitive information. You understand that? I think Nestel is from log Splunk, so he would be knowing that, right? There's a lot of case sensitive data in the log. Am I correct? Your email ID, phone number, some credit card, debit card number. Based on that application, something has to be hidden, right? So that that value will not get captured. Am I correct? For that, we have something called data masking rule. So data masking rule, suppose you want to mask your credit card information. By default is already there. For that, you have to write a regex. So you see this. This is my regex. Can I edit? No, by default it is there. Okay. So I'm adding something. Okay, SAR 256. Okay, data masking. Okay, rule expression. I will add this. Now you give your card number. Test your logs. So you need to give the log. Suppose you want to mask your credit card, and for something I'm giving some random value. It will get masked. Okay, that value is not getting masked. So what is the value they have given? Mask credit card string. Why it is asking request with token number failed? Okay. Duplicate.
Even in partition, we add condition.
Hmm. Condition and or you can take that. Now you can take your log source origin where your log is stored. Okay, that you can take that. Okay, but just you need to test that, right? And you need to mask your credit card. So credit card information you need to give here. Are you getting my point? Suppose I need to write a regex. I'll go to my chat GPT and I need to give this information here. Try chat GPT. I need to have a regex to mask 10-digit mobile number. Example. Okay. Hey, yaar. I need regex. What it is giving. So this is my regex pattern. Okay, so I will go here and go to this Control A, Control V and type here. This is not accepting.
Maybe put it for application log monitoring in Dynatrace in ChatGPT.
No. I need a regex here.
So
So
even
this just you type in ChatGPT and give this ping me the regex. I'm getting this mask mobile number. Okay. I'm getting this error. Please define no more than one capture. I'm getting this. Try this. You see, 9958967702. This is my number. Okay. You see, it is getting masking result, right? How it is getting masked. So like this, you need to create a masking rules. And now log is available on container output example. Okay, and add matcher. Save changes. So like this, you have to create a multiple rules for masking the data. Are you getting my point? Masking the data means whenever you enable your log monitoring, now in the application logs, it capture a lot of information, your credit card number, debit card number, PIN number, OTP, all the information, suppose it is getting captured, your user ID, sometimes example password also it is getting captured. So what, based on that, it will ask you, hey, you need to check with them, hey, is there any sensitive information you have in the application logs? Yes, you will say, yes, these are the sensitive information. We need to mask them. Ensure that in the logs, it should not get visible. Then based on that, you see that what is the value you have. Based on that value, you need to do some AI and write some regex. Okay, regular expression, find the regular expression and test it with that logs pattern. And then you see it is getting masked properly or not. Suppose it's not getting masked, you need to do the entire masking with just XXX, yeah, last 4-digit value, yeah, something, whatever things you wanted to do, how you wanted to mask. Based on that, you play with AI, any AI tools, and then it will give you the regex. You test it, and then you create a rules. Is it clear for everyone? Then you select this log is getting stored where, which process, which container, which source, anything you wanted to do that. Is it clear for everyone? Yes, no. So
Some case like
yeah, go ahead.
if they found after the login, if I found the sensitive
Your voice
information
is
was in.
Your voice is not audible. Can you speak little louder?
This is
It is getting echo in like somebody can hear his voice.
no.
Yeah, you can type a question in the chat. So any rule name, a regular expression, you provide that. And suppose I want to mask. I want to mask pin, 4-digit pin, 4-digit pin. Okay. Example 6789. Example. I need a regex. Suppose pin is getting captured. So 4-digit pin, will be from 0 to 9. So it is like this. suppose. So Control C, just I'm doing the testing, and you give this type 6789. Error, parsing regex. Again, whatever the error you have, you paste it. Stay logout. Again, it will. You see. See, it is getting masked, right? Some different value, right? So this is the way you need to type. Now suppose 6789 is getting masked. 1, 2, 3, 4 is getting masked. Check. Yes. 0, 9, 2, 3, 8, 6 is getting masked. Any random value, just say yes. All the values getting masked, which is fine. Because the 4-digit pin, right? I'm asking this. This is the value. So how? So now pin you want to mask. So same thing. Now you want to mask first name dot last name. Suppose, which is your user ID. Okay. I want to mask first name dot last name, which is user ID. I need to have regex for that. This is your this. Copy this. If you go with the proper Ravi, I'm getting this user ID. I'm getting this error. Control C. Let me see your message. Okay. 1 second. So copy this. So like this, you need to try. Which one will get suitable? We don't know. So you try multiple times, then it will work. Maybe this will work. You see, Ravi got masked. Okay, so that first name, user ID, some information, information you want to mask. So like this, you need to write a regex for that. Okay, then this user ID is getting where in the which service has accepting this user ID. Suppose you have know the process group name. You can select the process group. Okay, so in the login service has a this requirement for whenever you are entering right application which has a login service which has a username first name. I need to mark this login as a James. I need to mark this information. Then I have created a rule. So EG-trade login service.dll. So that will get masked. Okay. So now what is the chat? They are asking questions. If case sensitive data was leaked in the log, applying masking rule will mask the existing data. Can we manually delete any data which is ingested in Dynatrace? Okay. Which is already ingested in Dynatrace. You cannot delete the data. Okay. But whichever the data is there, you can mask that. Okay. Something got leaked. You can create a rules and it will get masked. Okay. But whichever the existing data you have, it would be difficult if the log is leaked. Okay, because now we have the information in the logs. Okay, now you wanted to mask those. Okay, so now you have created, and now that some information got leaked, right? So for that log will be available. What is your data retention for that? Okay, so it's 10 days. That log is getting stored. Yeah, it is getting stored for how many days? For that it will be available. Okay. Manoj?
Example, Ravi, today actually we forgot to enable this masking condition. So
Hmm.
I have the 1 week data. So when I apply today, is it applicable old data?
It will not applicable now. Whichever the data I am getting right now.
New data will be applied, but what about old data? It not possible. You mean to say?
No, that will be available. How come? Because log is now
Yeah.
already we have a data. So
Yeah.
new data, whichever things will get applied, but older data will be available. Now that log will be stored for how many days? That data retention we have, right? 35 days. So next 35 days, your log would be available.
If, can we delete those logs if we found such scenarios?
How you can delete the logs?
No,
Tell
no,
me.
I'm just
No,
asking.
we don't have options to delete the log. Why? Because log is not getting stored in your data lake. It is storing in your Grill data lake, which is you don't have control over there,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So now you can't delete the information. Ensure that whenever you enable the log monitoring, first thing, data masking rule, you create a first. You check with your application team. Hey, for this application log, you create Excel sheet, okay? In the one column, serial number, one column service name, one column process name, one column host name, one column their log path, one column their container name, whatever things, right? All those things you add this. Then data masking needed. Yes. What is this for which value? Okay, and under this log there is this value has to be masked. Okay, you take that content masking name, all those things. Then you write a regex, you add all the rules. Then you test it properly, and then you ingest the logs. Clear for everyone? Wherever is the masking, right? Basically you need to be more because nowadays the log should be written in such a way that it will not capture those information which is already case sensitive. Okay, now whoever the developers write that they are writing a log in such a way that first thing, sensitive information will not capture in the logs. Even in their audit it will get captured, because application when it is getting where the login for there, that server also auditing is happening, right? Why this even in your configuration, if you add database username password, right, that in the bank, yeah, finance sector and all, right, payment gateway application and all, when they are doing auditing, right, they'll ask you, they'll raise a flag that security team keep on checking, okay, all those files. They'll raise a flag in the Pega portal. Under this configuration, I could see there is a sensitive information why it is getting added. You need to provide a justification. Okay, in the Pega and all, we have seen that. Okay, so already the developers are writing such a way that still some informations are there. We need to write a masking rule. I think Nischal, how you are masking in your Splunk? Same way? Yeah, little different.
No, no, it won't be in this way. First of all, we will do before ingestion only. It depends. Some kind of data will be masked during the writing the query, which will
Mm-hmm.
be visible. The dashboard will be visible only to the customers. They will not have edit access. But
Okay.
otherwise, we will do from when we are forwarding the data from
Hmm.
the remote machines to the heavy forwarder. At that time, we'll use a masking option to mask the data.
Okay.
That
So
is
everywhere is the same. If some of the logs, okay, doesn't require any masking, no problem. Some of the log required a masking. Then during the ingestion itself, you need to create a rules itself so that it will be easier for you. Is it clear? By default, what are your credit card, API token, private key, this email, all those things getting masked. Now you have something called OTP, mobile number, PIN, first name, last name, this kind of things also you want to come, because first name, last name, we don't want to mask that. Example, just I told you as example, you can mask those information. Based on that, you can check with application. Data sensitivity, wherever you will have, you will get notification from the top itself. Hey, is very critical logs. Okay, ensure that that log should be masked prior to that enabling all the features. Something you will get an email. Okay, not like you blindly go and enable that. No. Is it clear? So this is your masking rules. Now there is a timestamp pattern, like how you want to see the logs. So the logs you are seeing, right? There's a pattern, timestamp this. So this is your year, YYYY, month, date, something like that format, right? So this is your timestamp format. So you can have a rule for rule name, enter your pattern, which pattern you want. Okay, and then you search the limit, which is your 2000 whatever thing, the log limit, right? You can search, otherwise you can go with the default limit, and then which time zone. That pattern should be local time zone, means I open in my browser and my system resides in India. It will take Asia Pacific. You are in US. It will take your PST, EST, whatever the time zone you have. Based on the Europe, what are the time zone they do have, Eastern time zone, they can take that. Okay, automatically, which is your local time zone based on your browser. Okay, that will. If you want to put a specific time zone, then you can put that. So everyone will see in the same time zone. But local time zone is good for them. It is easier for you for you are seeing in your format, I am seeing I am for my format. So you see my log is getting enabled 8:19. It is easier, right? And this is my local format. So this is what is just 20 minutes ago. For you it will be showing different for different time. Sri, what is the time you are Srini, what time you are seeing here?
Uh, in my local time you're talking about?
Anyone open the Dynatrace portal, this Dynatrace portal? You don't have credentials? Okay, let me ping you the
Can you
credentials.
share the URL, Ravi?
Okay, just a minute. Yesterday itself I have shared. I'll give you this username, password, and this is your URL. In the chat I have pinged. I hope everyone received, right? Okay. Message to everyone. I'm doing for everyone. Okay. So this is your URLs. Just you try to log in and see that. Based on your, if you are in different time zone, okay, just to see that it will be your local time zone, local time. So it will be easier for you to see these logs, okay, to fetch the data. Okay, so this is your this information, which is your time pattern. Now advanced log setting. What is advanced log setting? Advanced log setting means some of them, like you want to enable network files logs also. You want to allow OneAgent monitor to Dynatrace logs. That I want to enable that, I can enable that. Log module feature flag is already enabled. Container logs, journal logs you want to enable. You want to enable Windows event logs also for Windows Server. Yes, then you can enable that. That's the basic features. Okay. Now we have something called processing. So if you see log processing, this is your all the log processing rules is already created. Based on that, you can create a rules. See, suppose you are creating rule name, then you need to, based on the logs you are getting, you need to create a matcher, and then you need to define a processor definition. You need to define, and then you need to give your log JSON format, and then test it, and then you create a rules. Okay, so I'll show you that. Okay, go to processing. 1 second. You see. So OneAgent log enrichment dot notation, like something is added. So they are adding this. This is your parse definition, how the data should be get parsed. Then you are adding your log sample. This is your log sample, and you run the test. So what is happening? So so that log has to be enriched proper way. So see, I'm getting that. Now see how the log. So trace ID is here. SPAN ID is here. Content should be in this format. This is the sample log. So where it is getting? So now see, this is the sample log. So this is your content. Timestamp, log level. So like this, you are getting that and you are writing for that. So you are creating a parsing rules, how the log should be. Log has to be enriched because log has a raw format and you want to visualize in good way, then you can write some processor definition that how that log should be parsed and that you can do that. Okay. Then there is a security context. In the security context, rule name, matcher, field, and value. So if there is any log has a security context, okay, first user define rule matches is executed and learn from this. Okay, so if you go with this, even I never wrote this. So you see, now there is a security logs. So I am fetching the logs, match value log source DSFM. Okay, data security. So you are getting this, you can write some rules and then you can do some changes. So I can write some matcher. So you type this in the logs where we have logs. If there is any security issue, you can create a matcher for that. For that, you need to test it with the help of this query. Okay. So with the help of this query, you have to check this in that. Then you need to create a rule name level 7 hyphen this match value this. This is your matcher. And then value enter security level 7. This is your matcher. Match value. Match anything, okay? And value you can give this. Where is the document? If there is any security level, you can do that. Value you can do this and save changes. So like this, you can create a rule. You have unsaved changes. So this is a matcher you need to create for security. If there is any security data, and then you need to check, so you can create this security levels. Okay. Now there is a custom attributes. So log has some kind of key, okay, and that has during the data ingestion key sensitive. There is any key, then you can create some attributes rule and you can check that which key. And so attributes value in the sidebar, okay. Then in the logs it will be showing that, okay. So these are the information. Then we have something called event extraction and metric section. There is a bucket assignment. Means now there is a default bucket. Means all the logs is getting stored in one bucket. One bucket, you understand, right? In the one folder, all the logs. Dynatrace Grill Data Lake, right? They've created based on your tenant. They have created one default bucket for your tenant, and they have ingested all the logs. Some of the logs you want to assign for custom bucketing, and you want to change their retention period. You want to you can understand, right? All the logs you don't want to store for 35 days. Am I correct? Suppose log storage you have enabled for 35 days retention period. Okay. Now some of the logs you want to store for next 90 days, not all the logs. In that case, what you have to do? Tell me. You have to.
Can you repeat what you said?
Suppose all the logs means all the application logs, yeah, system logs. By default, we have a retention period for 35 days. Okay. But customer need for this application logs, payment gateway application logs, I want to store for 90 days. In that case, what I have to do?
We need to create buckets accordingly.
So for that logs, I need to create a custom bucket. Which are the applications I need to have store the logs for 90 days instead of 35 days. I should have a different bucket for that, right? So I will create a bucket for that. I'll create a rules. Okay, so rule name custom, yeah, just to give elk log. Suppose, yeah, easy trade app log example, just, and don't store in bucket. Now I need to give the matcher like process name, container name, whatever things, right? You need to create a matcher for this, and then you need to create this. You see, matcher you create a DQL query, a star means anything. A star means anything, right? Whichever value come. Now for this, I need to create a matcher for this logs, and I need to create a matcher. Suppose example, this easy trade load gen logs. Okay. Now what I can do is create a metric. I got this matcher. This is a matcher. I'll go here. I'll create a matcher. Match value, container name, easy trade load gen. This log has to be stored in different bucket, which is your easy trade bucket. I'll save changes so that whenever this logs container name for this service logs will have, it will create a which bucket? Different bucket, which is your easy trade bucket. Understood? This default by default will enable. Whenever you wish you want to disable, you can disable. Then again from next time, that time onwards, you will go to the default, which is 35 days, but you want to store for this 95 days. Then you are now where it is mentioned as a 95 days. Where it is mentioned as a 95 days. It is not mentioned because it's a SaaS trial. But when you have a environment, custom environment, you can check with your Dynatrace whenever you are buying the license, and you can have a custom bucketing, and you can check that how we can this is right log retention period for 35 days. Unique log retention 35 days. In addition, you can use bucket to set up unique access rules and different logs to create a manage buckets. Go to the bucket permission. So bucket permission, we don't have account management, and then you see condition allow the table, and then you need to create a permission. You need to take say store from 90 days to this many days, all those things. Okay. And then which are the things you wanted to do that. So in the accounts, you have to do this. So you go to your this account manage. This is the environment, right? Account management, and then you go to that bucket permission, bucket assignment and permission. You see somewhere you have to create a rules for that.
Ravi, we have unwanted. Suppose if we have logs, so many logs is there. We need unwanted logs. We remove unwanted logs. Then what we will do?
So I told you, right, starting itself. Whenever you want, suppose when you create a log ingest rules, suppose you don't want to monitor some sys logs, you don't want to monitor some of the process logs, you create a rules. Exclude from that. And you add the
And
condition.
they provide any sample logs for before testing the application, before sending the logs. They provide any sample logs like you already said like
Suppose
masking.
no. Okay. So now suppose SSM logs I don't need. So exclude from the storage. Just I'm SSM logs. That's it. I can create this rule and save changes so that it will not get monitored. So whichever rules you don't want, you can exclude that. Okay, with the help of process name, you can have this the log source path. You can have this some container name. Many options you have. Okay, so that you can able to do that. You see in the exclude based on the condition you can include exclude. You see you have process group, log source origin, log content. Based on the content also you can do log record level, journal unit, journal logs you have, right? Host tag, based on the host tag, Kubernetes container name, pod name, DT container name, all those things we have that. So you can do the changes. Okay, and you can exclude that. Okay. Now there is a two options we have now: metric extraction and event extraction. Okay. And third one is custom log source. Now, custom log source means suppose this is my server. Am I correct? This is my server. I am creating one logs path. Tell me that log will get visible. Okay. ls cd double dot cd mkdir cd opt ls mkdir custom log cd custom log. Okay. ls vi abc dot log. Okay. abc dot log. I am putting that log information, custom log. Give me the sample logs. I need AR. I need sample logs for 10 lines. Okay, so this is my custom logs. I'm going here, insert, and this. Okay, escape : WQ exclamation mark. Okay, let me, because there is no application. So what will happen? Restart is not, application restart is not needed. Let me restart this OneAgent also. systemctl stop OneAgent dot service. So sometimes some of the log path by default won't be visible, right? It is stored in somewhere different, based on that container should be logged should here. It is not there outside of that. Then sometimes those kind of logs does not will get visible in your Dynatrace. So I'm stopping and starting and check that log is getting visible. Start. Now, if you see this in the host and refresh it, that log path should not get visible because I have added one log path. And I have restarted my agent also. That log is not getting visible. In that case, what is the options we have to monitor this? Anyone has idea, Vashu? You will have a multiple requirement scenario in your Dynatrace whenever you are onboarding your logs. Like out of 10 service logs by default is coming when you onboard Dynatrace, but some of the log source is not getting visible. Here we have a log source, you see. You see that abc.log? No. You see this? No. You see this? No. Do you see this? No. Do you see this? No. I have restarted Dynatrace OneAgent also. So it is not getting visible. In that case,
inject, right?
We need to inject means what will this? There is no application, right? So if just have created one log path, okay, and that service, suppose that service is getting visible, that service log is outside of that default, that OneAgent is not capable to monitor that log. In that case, what you have to do? Sometimes
injection rules will be there, right?
so what you need to check, what is your PWD? Check the path. So /opt/custom. So what I will do is I will go to my setting tab and there is a log, custom log source. Add log source and log path, rule name. Okay. So rule name is custom logs. Okay. And you take a log path add custom log path /opt/custom. That's it, right? /opt/custom. Then your log will get visible. So UTP-8 format, add the path, save changes. If that path has a process group, you can assign the process. We doesn't have process group. That is the reason we have not assigned the process group. Sometimes some of the script is running, okay, that doesn't assign any process, okay, and that generating a logs, and that logs you wanted to monitor. You understand that? Sometimes you have a Python script running that doesn't have any kind of process, and okay, and that a script is running, okay, sometimes, and that getting generating logs, and you wanted to capture that logs, okay, and log is getting in this path. This path is not getting feasible, okay. Then what you can do is you can add a log source path, and then I have added. Now what I have to do, I have to restart my agent now. System ctl restart OneAgent dot service. Okay, now go to your host page, refresh this. So now if you see this, check your custom log source is coming or not, you see. But we need to add the file name also. Okay, OPT custom is taking, file name was not added. That is the reason. So again, I have to go to my setting tab, add slash abc.log, right? Save. Now again, I have to restart your OneAgent. Now understood? So now if I'll go to my host page and refresh this, you see, the file currently does not exist. Why? Did I
I think
save it?
provide the permissions like 755 maybe for that.
Chmod, let me give 777. That's fine here. abc.log, there is no space, right? There is no space. Check why it is not, the file currently does not exist.
Last 10 minute data, you can change it instead of 2 hours.
That's fine. Still, it is saying OPT custom path ABC, no log data available. Why?
Can you view the log once again on the server? If
You do cat.
there is some, maybe write something and just copy paste again, duplicate that same data by VI
Wait. OPT
custom.
root directory we have. Okay. The good format we have. Automatic encoding. I'm doing this. No log data available there. Oh, ABC log is coming, but it is saying no log data is available. Why is it coming no log data? Okay. VI EG trade dot log insert escape colon WQ exclamation mark. Okay. Let me create one more rule. Custom log source add automatic Okay, let me restart my agent. No, start will agent is not cut. Dot log. Okay, save changes. Check other logs is getting visible. Yeah, that is also not getting visible. We need to, but why it is saying no log data is available? I don't understand. Okay. I need to check. I'll come back. Why it is not coming? So I will go to the ingest rules. You add. Let me see here. Include custom log. Add condition. Log source. agtrade.log. Oh,
Here,
we need to write it here. Yeah. We need to include in the storage, right? That is the reason log is not getting added. Okay. XYZ. Add condition. Log source. abc.logs. Okay. Save changes. We need to include in the storage. That is the reason. Because you have added the logs. That path is getting visible. But however, that log data is not coming to the grill default bucket. Okay. That is the reason it is not coming to that. So now if you go to your host page, you can see the logs. Now see, still really great. How come here? Okay. So what we can do is we'll go to our log page and we'll see. Log.source equal to we are getting this anywhere. No, still we are not getting visible. Wait for a few minutes, then we can see. Otherwise, I'll verify tomorrow. Okay.
I think you did all that, right? You did the restart of the service, you updated the permissions, you updated the log also, and you created new
Yeah,
ones.
I have created ingest rules, okay, which is here. I have custom log source also I have created. So whenever you see that, you get the data. So log source also I have created. Okay. Now, why I am not getting the data, I need to check. So I'm checking the host, but still that log is not getting visible. Log folder is getting visible, but that log is not getting added. So either we need to wait for a few minutes to get it visible. Yeah, doing something mistake. That could be the reason. You see, right? Both the paths is getting added, but log is not getting captured. So why? It could be
Think we need to wait.
we need to wait for that. Yeah, we have added some kind of this condition. We have added path. We have added log source path, which is fine, but that's what I don't understand why it is not getting visible. Either we need to wait. Yeah, we are doing some wrong. So this process is complete optional also. Let me delete this.
Log injection will get everything.
So wait. Let me delete this.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. So I have removed the custom log source. Log ingest rules we have created, okay, which has a custom logs. Okay, hope I have an include and log source if any. Okay, trade.logs. Let me restart the agent and let's see.
I guess source is not required, only log injection role is sufficient, I guess.
Means in that source, if you create
Custom,
right in that source any server, you are getting that, then you can have this. So I have restarted. I think we need to wait now to get it visualized. It's still not coming.
Where can we see the log data is enabled or disabled, Ravi, here?
1 second.
Maybe I just checked in the chat GPT, but I'm sure the other logs are being captured though. If it is not
Other logs are getting captured, but that log only, that custom log path is not getting captured. We need for a few minutes, okay? Only that log source path is needed. I have added this, but why it is not coming, okay? Even I'm not getting sure. So wait for a few minutes.
Can you add some lines from the command line to the log file?
Like appending on the log.
Yeah, append something.
Okay.
Just
ls
duplicate the data, maybe.
vi abc.log.
No. Instead of editing the log file in VI, so from the command line only you enter the text and send it to the log file.
No, that we can't do. 1 second. Vi edit.log. It is coming, then fine. Otherwise, I'll see tomorrow. Okay, and I'll let you know in the next class. Okay. Sometimes it happens. Tanisha.
Is it also because of the timestamp of the logs? I see it is on the 10th,
Not like that.
10 a.m.
Okay. Date. Source. Log source. Still, I don't see it. And if I'll go to my host page, see that gone. Log itself gone.
That's really weird. Even they wiped out the content of the log there, which was showing no data available. Right?
No, so that also gone. You see.
Yeah. Is it 30 minutes or the last
That's fine. No, last 10 minutes I'm doing this.
minutes? Yeah. So it's all
Okay.
wiped out.
Maybe I have, so this is your custom log path I have included, but our custom log source I have deleted. That could be the region. Okay. Custom log, add log source, opt/custom. Provide the value contains following but is not recognized as a log, not allowed due to class abc.logs. So advanced. It is your attributes, that's fine. Add path, save changes, add logs, log customs. Now you see this. Last batch itself I did. It was coming. Now you see that complete log path itself is not coming. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I will see that and then I'll let you know. Okay, in the next lecture. Okay, this log path. Okay, there is a few more concept we have in the logs. Okay, so how you can create a based on the logs, you can create a metric and you can create an event for that. Okay. Okay, so now it is coming, but data is not coming. I'll see that. Okay. So how you can do that? If you go to your setting tab, let me go to my, I'll see this, okay, later on. And I'll tell you on, we have a class on Wednesday, right? I'll tell you on Wednesday. Log itself consumed. Okay. So how you can create a, which is your event extraction and metric extraction means metric means you are creating a matrix and event means from that matrix you creating an event for that. Okay. So how you can do that? So for that metric, first you have to create a metric, then you have to create an event. Okay. You can't create an event first and you don't create a metric. Okay. So how you can create a metric and based on that metric, how you can create an events means for alerting. You want to have an alert, right? Based on the logs, you fetching the data and based on the errors, you need an alert, right? So how you can create that? So you go to your add log metric and you need to create a matcher. So how you can create a matcher? Okay. So the main thing is the matcher. So I will go to my log and event page. Yeah, you can go to the logs page, whichever the page you want.
They
Because
ask about have worked on the custom metrics, right? So is it the similar one which you're showing
it is a
in the
similar one. You have to create a custom metric for this. This is the similar one, but there is another way also to create a custom metric. I'll show you that. Okay, we'll come to that. Okay. So now we have all the logs. So now what you will do is in this all the logs, I need to filter. So based on that, which you want to filter? I want to filter the container name. Suppose I am filtering on the calculation service. Okay. I am going to the container name and checking all the logs. Based on that, unexpected charge disagreed, discarding the lines. All this, some value you have, lines pass. Okay. Some errors you don't have.
maybe filter out with errors in the search bar.
Okay. You search with, what is this? A status, right? Huh? A status. Status equal to only error we don't have. None. Warn too much we have. Okay. So we have this. So now I need this. So I go here and I'm taking failed, only failed. Now I'm taking Control V, content failed. I'm getting this. Suppose you filter the logs, right? So based on that, container name, host name, process path, whatever service name, whatever things you filter that, okay? Then you create a metric. You go here and create a metric. This will redirect to direct here and this will create a matcher. So now I'm giving log dot EG trade dot calculation service dot error. Okay, this is a metric key. If a status, all those things, you can take that. And this is a metric key and occurrence of log records. Add dimension. You want to add some dimension, like which is your container name, something like that. Okay. Tape because if you add the dimension, right, when you create alerting, so this is I'll copy this matcher and save changes. So now metric I have added. Now I'll go to the event, add log event. I'll give this matcher. And summary I'll give calculation service. Calculation service warning error service container some like what is the value of content failed. So based on that content, what is this value? You can take this. Okay, leave that. Container, anything, okay? Status error, example. Okay? And then value it is coming failed. Title, you can give that event template title. Suppose you want to give something like that. Based on the content, you need to give the proper event title, all those things. Error fail count. Okay? Now you can take that info type. So this is what kind of error? So you can see that this is my custom. Okay, this is my custom alert, and you can save changes. Again, you want to add a property like key value. You want to set application this, container this. You understand that, right? Container name. If you add this kind of things, right? Because in the alert you will receive dt dot container dot key. You need to take dt dot event title. Value, you can give this what value you want. Content value, where it is failed. Okay, something you can give that event description and save changes so that it will create an alert for that. And you have select a severity which is called custom. So in the alert profile, what severity they have, it should be the custom, so that it will send this alert to your email. Is it clear for everyone? How you can create a custom alerts based on log, how you can filter the data, and then you create a metric and you create an event for that. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, Ravi. Thank you. I think
So,
this is pretty critical in this like interviews. Also, they're asking about log ingestion
so
and
you
log
can
model.
based on the log, how you can create a alerts, how can create a metric. You can tell them that based on the logs, we need to filter the logs. Okay, and if you take so if you tell this line, if you correct this line during the interview, they can understand you have worked on Dynatrace. You can tell them that. So there is a way we can fetch the logs. So you can fetch the logs in the new logs also. You can fetch the logs in the old log and event classic page also, and you can fetch the log via DQL query also. Okay. Now, if you are fetching the logs from log and event and classic page, there itself we have options to create a metric. You understand that? See, if you go to the new UI and if you select this, suppose I am taking anything. Okay, status equal to error. Okay, just I'm taking that based on the status. I wanted to run this. Run the query. Why this guy is taking too much time? Suppose based on the status you are filtering the logs here, but you don't have options to create a matcher. You take the matcher value. You see this. Suppose you take this, run the query. Why it is taking too much time? Okay. But if you go to your log and event page, logs and event page, classic page, you have an option to create a matcher. Hey, this guy is taking like anything. Just now you have seen, right? You have a create a matcher. Like based on the service name, process name, log, source origin, host name, host tag, whatever the value you want. Okay. You see, right? Directly you create a rules, create a metric, create a processing rules, whatever things you see, directly I'll create this. See matcher. You can have a matcher. So directly that matcher based on the log you filtered, it will take you the matcher. See, I'm taking container name, okay, filtered by dt dot container dot suppose I'm taking log source. Suppose you're taking this, run this. In this, you want to create a metric. So suppose I'm filtering this. State all process. Okay, content all process. Run this, I'm getting this data. Okay, all process, create a metric. You see, if you click on create a metric, you see it will give you the matcher. You filter the logs, that will give you the matcher. Otherwise, you need to write a value. Match value, log source, this, then and operator or operator, whatever things, right? You can then you select the dimension, like which dimension is based on this, which log source, which container, which process, which service. You can add a dimension and then you can add a key also, and you can do that. So based on this, you copy this matcher and you create an event, you create a metric. So that value, it will be easier for you to create events and create a metrics. Is that clear for everyone? So
Yes, sir.
only this log path is not coming. So I will see that tomorrow, and then I'll tell you in the next lecture. I think now I need another 1 hour to complete Kubernetes, so we can stop it here. Okay, let's connect on Wednesday evening. Okay. And then we'll talk about Kubernetes. We'll talk about log and we'll talk about Kubernetes. Okay.
Sure.
Any
So-
questions?
Yeah, someone wanted to say something. Okay, so Ravi, this is Srini again. So
Yeah.
regarding the metrics, right? So this is related to the log metrics, right? So we are creating through the logs,
Correct.
but they are asking like in the like the interviews and also jobs, like have you had set up custom metrics? So we have a metric section also in
I
our
will come
GUI.
to that custom metric. Okay, later
But
on I'll tell. There is
if
a
they are asking something like that, so I mean,
you can tell them that using multi-dimensional analysis. Okay, you can filter your request. Okay, and then you can create a matrix. Suppose you see this. Select you want to create like suppose 4x count, yeah, 5 fetch count, failure rate for anything, right? So you want to create a custom matrix, so you select this. Suppose I need a request count. Now how many requests this service has? So I can filter this. So I can filter by service name. So which service? Okay. So you take what is the service name? Yeah. You take the service name, then you create a metric. You see this?
Okay.
You see
So
this,
you
right?
have mentioned that. Okay.
So I'm this I'm taking this easy trade offer service. Control V and run this. Okay. My UI is Dynatrace is slow like anything, man. So now it is loading. So I don't have any request. Okay. I'll take a response time. I don't have. So why I don't have? Because I have not generated any request. Okay. So once you filter the data, okay, and then you create a custom matrix. Okay. First thing, this is one way. Okay. There is another way. Multiple way we have. Okay. So one you have from multi-dimensional analysis. Another way have from JMX bin. Okay. So suppose I am going to my old UI where it is. Everything is not possible in old UI. I'm coming to old UI, manage, setting. Okay. Now monitor technology, add new technology, add JMX PMI extension editor, use JMX PMI extension editor. This is my custom server, custom. Okay. Add metric source, Apache Tomcat, host name EasyTrade, process you take anyone. Which one?
Just any random thing.
EasyTrade account service. Okay. Add metrics. For second one, there is a multiple options we have. Okay. But some of things are deprecated here. But still people are whoever is using manage and old UI, they are using it. So now I'll use Java Lang. Okay. JMX name. Suppose I need something like meta something you take. Anyone take here. Eden. Okay. You see metrics are available here. You see this, right? I can save changes. This is another way. See, so now this Python extension has been removed. Use Dynatrace Hub to migrate custom extension. So now this was removed. It was removed. So now what? But still old peoples are using it. Okay. Whoever using Dynatrace manage and all right, still they have not migrated and there's older because in the organization, right, there's a multiple company, they are using still old only, right? So they are using it. So that way, sometimes, and apart from that, anything you wanted to do, you go to your hub. Based on that, just you search in the hub what you are looking for, and then you type it here. You type that what extension you are for, what kind of KPI you are looking for, and then you can do that.
Okay. And also there is a metrics also, right? When we search in the search bar, metrics.
Metric will show you their information. This metrics, right? You are talking about. This metrics will give you the information. What is their dimension? What is their key? What is their metadata? What is their aggregation for each metric? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Because what are the default KPI we have for in Dynatrace, each metric. Now you wanted to understand the metrics, right? How this .NET time in GC is getting calculated. So you need to read the information. What is the metric name? What is the metric key? What is the entity type? How the description? How this billing is happening? How the unit is getting captured? What is the aggregation we have? Aggregation. What are the aggregation we can have? How you can dimension you can filter based on the entity process group instance, and what are the transformations you have? This many transformations. So this So this just you can say metric is nothing but is a metric definition you can say. So that whenever you have it has to be dimension, all those things. When you are migrating from here to there, something that dimension has to be created and dimension has to be. That is the reason you need to understand the dimension. Okay. For each metric we have that information. You can say metric definition. You can say that.
Okay, got it.
Otherwise,
Thank you.
action can't. What does it mean of that? So you need to understand. So you can understand this under action duration from this. Okay, entity you can filter by application. You can filter so that you can filter by application. This duration is load action. Okay, it will capture unit in millisecond. Those kind of information you can understand from the metrics. And same metric it is available in here also. You can directly create a chart, and same thing you can do from the data explorer also. Okay, same thing you can do from the data explorer also. So you can create a custom metric from the multi-dimensional analysis. You can create a custom log source. Okay, like you can filter the logs and you can create a metric. This is a custom log, custom metrics. Okay, you can write a DQL query. You can create a custom metric. Third one, and you can also tell them that earlier in the last, so that if you tell this like 2024, right? We have a Python extension. You can where we can go to the JMX PMI extension editor based on the technology you used to search, and then you used to create a custom metric. Then they will realize you have multiple you have a very sound knowledge on Dynatrace, because you are telling which is now it is not supported, right, in the new UI and old UI. So it means you have worked on previously also in Dynatrace, because you are putting experience, right, 5 years. So they wanted to understand the 5 years gap. So sometimes you need to tell them that, so that you can they can understand that you have a good exposure on Dynatrace. Clear?
Got it. Thank you, Ravi.
Okay, so that's it for today. I will see tomorrow why this custom log is not coming visible, and then I'll let you know on